What's up guys, my name is David and today we are installing some Project G vented wing windows for the 90 to 05 generations of Mazda Miata. If you look behind me, my car has a broken window. So we're going to go ahead and install these. Alright guys, so first step is going to be removing the door card. So in order to remove an NA Miata door card, first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove the bezel around this piece right here, these two screws which are normally a door handle, and a screw that lives under here, and then there will be a whole bunch of clips that pop around the sides. This lifts out and let's get started. Alright, if we look closely, we can see that we've got the bezel for the handle pulled out, the two screws for your door pull, and this other one over here are out. So now what we want to do is we want to take one of these tools, which is a trim removal tool, and we're going to go around all the edge, and we're going to pop all the clips out. Don't use a screwdriver, you can cause some damage to anything behind there. This is going to be your best bet. You can pick them up really cheap, Harbor Freight, whatever, $5. And so let's get started. Alright, so to get this thing out, it is just going to lift out of the groove right here up on top, and it's just going to pull out. Like so. Alright guys, so next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll your window up about halfway, and then there's a piece of plastic covering the inside of the door panel. And you can go ahead and start peeling that back, and I'd recommend using gloves if you care about getting sticky, because this stuff is pretty gross. So I'll see you in a second when I get this off. Alright guys, so the next part of the process is to start removing the bolts that are holding the window in. There's going to be 3 of them. They're going to be located right down inside there, if my camera will focus, right there specifically. Yep, doesn't want to focus. So anyway, let's go ahead and start removing those. We'll need to move the window up and down a few times to find all of them, and then after that we are almost free to pull the window out, but there's a couple more bolts, so let's get to work. The next bolt is going to be right down, if you can see it, through that hole right there, and right inside there. And let's go ahead and remove that bolt next. And then the third one that I forgot about, which is right above that first one that we saw. And you can see that right in there, if it will ever focus, right there. Okay guys, the window should be loose now. Now there's 2 more bolts that you gotta remove, and they have little brackets behind them, so you gotta make sure to catch those brackets. And those are the ones that stop your window from rolling up too high. The first one is right here at the corner, right in there. Right at the corner underneath your little wing window here. And then the second one is down here on the end, right here. Now don't worry about the positioning, we can reset that at the end. Just try not to lose those behind there. I actually lied. That first bolt doesn't actually need to come out for removing the window, but it does need to come out to do this job anyway, so go ahead and remove it. The other bolt that you actually need to remove is in the middle of the door, right there, and it's that one. You don't need to pull these big ones that are nuts, just need this bolt right here, this one, and this one. Alright, so your window should be free to come out now, so just be careful and pull it out from the top. I'd recommend removing any gloves if you have them on from doing the black plastic. The gunk's not fun to get off your window, so let's get the window out. Alright guys, so the window is out of the car, and the next step to do is to get that little corner piece of glass out. Now there's 2 screws sitting on top of it that are going to have to be removed, and they can be found right inside this window trim right here. So if this is your window, they're right up on top, right there. Right in between this is your very first one. It's really hard to see, and it's right in there, and so we are going to go ahead and remove that first. So we're going to take our Phillips screwdriver, stick that down in there, twist that out. Alright, that screw should be loose now. Alright, now that it's loosened, we're going to go ahead and just pry this guy back. Careful not to lose that screw because it's kind of stuck in the trim. And if you can go ahead, you can pop it out from underneath. And there's that little guy. Alright, put that in with our other screws, and then there's one last screw underneath there. It's right there. Okay, so it's a little hard to see this last screw, but there's one right here that just has to come out. And then it's time to pry this window out. She's a little tough. There we go. Alright. So to get this window, we are gonna pry back this piece right here. Let that dangle there a little bit, and this piece is going to pry out, and we're going to dump glass everywhere because that's how this is going to work. So this looks like a job for 2 hands. Alright guys, so as you can tell, I pulled the window out. So we're going to give me a second and I'm going to go ahead and clean up the shards of glass that are everywhere. And so see you when we get back. Alright guys, so we're back. We got our window rubber from our car. So in the box, they send you one window and the little center port to go inside the window, and send you some nice candy. So if you're about that, handful of stickers, and of course the almighty instructions, but we don't need those. Alright, so let's get this peeled off. The oddly satisfying part about this job. One side. Alright, now when you get these, if you order a set of 2 like I did, they are actually identical, so it doesn't matter which window they go into. They are not curved, they are just flat pieces of Lexan. So now basically you are just going to thread this in to the old center rubber or center molding that you just removed from your original glass piece. Now the nice thing about these pieces is the Lexan is actually lighter than the glass from your OEM trim strand. Alright guys, so when you're finished putting it in, you should have a piece that looks kind of like this. Now we're going to head back over to the car and we're going to reinstall this piece like it came out. So it is going to slide into here, and you're going to have to get the bottom little nubs on this rubber slid down into that track, and they kind of rest on those 2 pieces that are kind of protruding right there and right there. And then this little bracket slides over the top of the corner. So let's go ahead and get this thing in. Okay guys, so once we get that back in, if you have struggles with it, go ahead and try putting your window back in to help force it over to the side to get that little extra bit that you might need, and then go ahead and thread that bolt in. Once that's done, you can go ahead and push your window the rest of the way down, reinstall those 3 bolts, and you can go ahead and try and set the stops as close to the factory as you can. And then once that's done, you'll go ahead and try winding your window up a bit and measure that up. And so let's get started on that one. Okay guys, so once you get that all done, go ahead and put your door card back on and put the remaining bolts in place. Push your clips in and you're just about done. And then you just have to put the little ring in. It's all good to go. So I'll see you once it's all put back together. Okay guys, so once it's all back together, the last part of the puzzle is to put your little lens bin. And to do so, you just take the wings here and you squeeze them together and it slides into your new hole. Just like so. Ta-da! Now you have a vent, which mine is facing the wrong way. It should go like that. So now, in order to close them, pinch them in, close it, and it seals. Alright guys, so that's it for today. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe, do your thing. You know how to YouTube. See you guys next week.